Now then, up and welcome. I hope to interest you in Tiremare Lane, a short section of the route of Derby Gate which once threaded its way across the Derbyshire uplands between Derby and Bakewell. I presume the advancement of the turnpikes led to the demise of this once important artery. There were also a couple of Roman roads hereabouts. However, the course of the street from Buxton to Derby is subject to some vigorous debate by these argumentative historians, fortunately not from the Institute of Historical Research at St Mary's Priory. So where are we in England? You've got Manchester top left, Sheffield top right, Stoke at the bottom left, Nottingham and Derby bottom right. Tiremare Lane is in the green circle to west of Worcester, its southern tip once emerging beside Sycamore Farm on the road between Godfreyhole and Upton. If you're interested in a walk around this area, please take a look at the book, Walks Around the High Peak Trail by Curlew Press. This and others by the same publisher are available at some exceptional outlets in mid-Derbyshire and from the link in the description. Taking a quick fly up its northern extremity, we see the wind turbines of Carsington Pasture. I'll try and explain what's where in the following images. There's a lot going on here, so please bear with me. The yellow stripe on the left running up the field boundary between the windmill base and Enniscloud, that were the route of the long lost way from Upton towards Grange Mill. The blue line denotes a now obliterated lane from around the more modern bridge that once carried the Cromford and High Peak Railway at the side of Upton Bone Mill, also towards Grange Mill. The green line is an approximation of the route described on Derbyshire Historic Environment record of the conjectural route of the Portway. The red line is the reason for this image. Why would Tiremare Lane take a sudden right-hand turn towards Ryder Point? Remember, the lane existed way before the dry stone walls of enclosure existed. Tiremare Lane were part of the route described by Dodd and Dodd in Peatland Roads and Trackways as Derby Gate, or Derby Way, picking its way over the high ground between Derby and Bakewell. The Dodd state that the way probably continued from Tiremare Lane towards the Portway, passing Ivet Low, and since we know there was a lane from Bone Mill going towards Grange Mill, the red line could be on the money. In this image, the green line denotes the lane from Upton Bone Works, which continued along the route of the lane that is still navigable along most of its length towards Grange Mill, though the route has been diverted around Longcliffe and Grange Mill quarries. The blue line indicates the continuation of Tiremare Lane to the road leading down to Viagelia. The industrial estate known as Ryder Point is a little confusing, since Ryder Point was described as being at the bottom of the hill where Viagelia meets the road from Middleton. The red line being the conjectural route of the Portway. Let's follow the route as it heads towards Derby. Carson Water is just out of shot on the right, and Worcester is nestled in the valley to the left. This is lead mining country. The hills and moors of this part of the county were once a hive of industrial activity, an environment of noise, smoke, pollution and unbelievable hardship. These are the spoil heaps, the upcast of that activity. Today, they're home to some specialist species which thrive in the heavily polluted substrate. Intriguing as they may seem, it's not a good idea to wander amongst the mine workings, for who knows what may lie beneath your feet. It could end in a long drop into a deep, dark, unforgiving shaft. Imagine making your way along this lane a few hundred years ago, pockmarked by the passage of animal hooves, rutted by cartwheels and wet, well, because it's Derbyshire. I make a rate ash of it. Following the lane downhill, the route's been subsumed by woodland, and beyond, Sycamore Farm. The blue line here describes the route of Derbygate. Following Tiremare Lane into the valley, we reach Sycamore Farm, opposite which may be found the oldest known example of a guide stoop in the county. Beyond the farm, the lane continues as Stainsborough, passing close to the hall of the same name. Surmounting the hill beside Soldiers' Knoll, Stainsborough descends to the troughs at Corler, the subject of a painting by Turner. No, not that one, George Turner. It then makes its way on to Ighton. The guide stoop opposite Sycamore Farm suffered catastrophic damage in the 80s when a car crashed into the pillar, fracturing it some 18-inch above ground level. The obelisk were pieced back together but remains incorrectly oriented since its post-war replanting. The inscriptions read Ashburn, Wirksworth, Derby and Bakewell, each face dated 1705. The lane up Stainsborough Hill appears to have previously taken a slightly different route. I believe this to be Holloway, the road now a few yards to the left. Beyond the summit, the lane descends to Corler, in a much deeper Holloway, but that's for another time. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another video. Ta-ra!